Hello everybody, it's Sue from Scrappy Doo Sue. Thanks for joining me today on this lovely sunny Saturday. It's a very spring-like day, and on that note, I thought I'd make a little spring journal, and I have decided to make the cover out of Amazon packaging. I've seen a few videos on YouTube doing the same sort of thing, so I thought I'd have a go, because I don't know about you, but leading up to Christmas, and basically since Christmas, because we can't really go to many shops, only if we need essentials, we tend to buy quite a few things on Amazon. We have Amazon Prime, and it's a godsend really. So I did accumulate quite a lot of these packages. I did actually throw a few away because I thought there's a limit to how many I could store, but yeah, I think it's a very good way of recycling. So let's see what we do with it. So this particular one is actually called a C1. Now in the UK, I tend to only get C's, C1, C2. I guess it depends on what size they come in. And this one is already got like an actual spine to it, and it's got a nice little flap here. You do have to take off all your identifying labels, and this particular one actually had two flaps, one here and one here, that met in the middle here. I have taken those off, you have to be careful when you take them off, that you don't tear the packaging. So on the front, which this was the natural front, there was a bar down here, a big thick cardboard bar, so I've taken that off. Unfortunately, it does leave a bit of a mess here, but what we're going to do is we're going to have that as our inside cover inside, because we're going to cover that with scrapbook paper, and the outside we're going to cover with just normal digital papers printed on copy paper. Right, so this one measures, and I'm going to do it in inches because I'm used to imperial. This actually measures literally just over 10 inches tall, and once folded is just over, it's about 6¼ wide. Now for me this is too tall, because papers I use, say for instance, if I get this as an example, if say you want to make something out of a journal, digital, and you want to put it in there as a part of a signature, you're going to have a huge gap there and there. So what I have decided to do is I've decided to cut 1/2 inch down at the bottom and 1/2 inch along the top, and then we will have a journal that is literally approximately 9 inches tall, and I think that's plenty tall enough. So that's that. So we're going to cut that down in a moment, and before we do that, I wanted to show you this beautiful kit that I purchased ages ago from Janie B Journals. And I do love Janie B's kits. I have got quite a few, I have to say, which are all on the back burner waiting for projects. But as I say, I'd love, you know, I love to have spring weather, and it makes me think of spring coming, and I think that's just a nice way to get us out of the doldrums that we're all in at the moment with the COVID situation. So I'm going to do this beautiful tulip, use this tulip kit from Janie B Journals, and I think it's beautiful. So I'll show you a quick run through of what's in it. So some of which I have printed on double-sided already, so I'll show you. So this I thought would be lovely for the front cover. I love that beautiful bunch of mixed tulips, and I love the yellow colouring on it. On the back I have actually double-sided. I don't know if you can see that. If I bring it up to the camera it might not show up, but it's a very faint yellow with faint script on it, so that's nice. The printer's playing up at the moment. I don't know why it's got that big black smudge on it, but it has. And let's turn it up the right way. Now this one I've already printed on slightly thicker than copier paper. I think it's about 100 GSM, because my copier paper is 70 GSM. So this is beautiful. And I've printed it on manila coloured, cream coloured thicker paper, so it's come out a little bit slightly different colour. But I love again these tulips and all the script, and I thought this might make a nice piece to go on the back cover. And then we have this beautiful one here with butterflies and a bee. Who doesn't love a butterfly and a bee? It's beautiful. And I double-sided it, so on the back is this lovely understated filler in page, really. That's lovely. So again, that's that one, and this is a lovely page. I love this. And again, you've got this faint text running through it, and then we've got this piece of sort of graph type paper, which is lovely in that lovely colour. And I printed that double-sided, that butterfly one on the back. This is another view of that lovely pale pinted yellow and script paper, which is just on normal white copier paper. Then we have this beautiful sort of duck egg blue, really, bluey green with the yellow paisley pattern, and that's very pretty. And again, I printed that this time single-sided because I'd like to use some collage. And we have the ephemera, which I love. I've printed out on thicker card, and this is a lovely envelope here, very pretty, and a couple of lovely plain journal cards which mimic the pages. And then we have some beautiful postcards. Now these are normal size. You could print double of this page on one page and get smaller ones. That would be quite a nice idea to do, and then they could pop into pockets. But also these are quite nice for using as pockets on their own. Then we've got quite a big envelope here, which is that lovely duck egg sort of pale tealy green colour with the yellow in. And I love this sheet of ephemera because this is beautiful doily. Just look at that. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful doily with the tulips on. There's a nice clock there, some small cabochons, and some fake buttons, and these pieces here, which I forget now what they're called, but you can put them on your page and use them as a tuck, or just a piece of decoration. Those are lovely. Sorry, I can't think of the name of those at the moment. It was on the tip of my tongue, but it's gone now. So these are some more small tags, which are very pretty, and another journal card, some tickets, and some faux stamps. Here we have some bigger journal cards, which are beautiful. Absolutely love the colours of these. And then we have a lovely small pocket here, and some pieces here, which you could probably use as a tuck or something, and some more faux stamps. It's a small kit, but it's just enough really for what I wanted. She also does a beautiful botanical yellow kit, and a lot of those pages would go with this kit, so you could mix and match, and I do have that kit too. here we have some circles, a large cabochon, some book plates here with different words on, and some different book plates here in a different style, which are quite unusual. And here we have some lovely strips, which I think would make beautiful belly bands either across the page or vertical down the side. Would be lovely. So that's that kit there. That's what I'm using for the journal. And let's take all of the pages back and just put that to one side for a moment. And as I said, Janie B also does a yellow botanical kit. Her kits are so reasonable. They really are, which is not a good thing for someone like me who can't help but keep buying them. So I have a whole long list of them. And in her yellow botanical kit, I found these lovely pages here, which I think would be ideal for the front cover and the inside cover, because you need something that isn't really directional print. And a lot of Janie B's in this particular kit are horizontal A5 size, so the picture you couldn't really have it up vertical, and I haven't worked out whether you could print it a different way. I must admit I did try and it didn't work out. So I'm going to use these plainer ones with a mild pattern in the background, just so that I could then build up the front and back pages onto those. Right, okay, so the first thing that I'm doing today is going to cut these edges down. So I've already marked 1/2 inch all the way along, top and bottom, and I'm going to use my Stanley knife. Just ignore my dog Paddy the Jack Russell, who is whining and crying because Daddy has gone out to Halfords to get a new bulb for my car lamp, and can't even cut straight against a ruler. And Paddy thinks he should go everywhere that Daddy goes. And Daddy wanted to call into the garden centre, I think, if he could, and buy a couple more fish for our fish tank. So Daddy said he would be about an hour, and of course Paddy will whine as soon as the door is shut from the time he goes out until the time he actually returns. And anyone would think that he has never seen him for weeks, the way he carries on. But there we are now. So that's that. So we've done that. Just put the knife away. Those are deadly. And as I say, I am going to turn this so that we have the outside on the inside because it's the roughest. And we're going to use some thicker paper. So I'm either going to use some scrapbook paper pad paper, or I might use this. I think this would probably be okay because it is slightly thicker, but we'll see when we get to that. Okay, so the flap I'm going to have folding like that, I think, on the right hand side. I'm just going to pause. Sorry about that. Daddy returned and wanted me to see the fish he's bought. Bought a couple of mollies and some little tiny neon tetras, which are very pretty. So we have a tropical tank. Right, so hopefully Paddy will settle down now. So I'm going to use this to cover the front. And so this is the first front part of the front cover. And as you can see, this is the natural spine. So what I want to do is I want to cover the spine sort of halfway along, I think, just so that we don't have a join on the actual crease there. So I think that's going to be about right, just there. I think I might just make a mark so I don't forget. Okay, so what the glue I'm going to use today, I'm going to use my Scotch glue stick, because this is really very good glue stick. It's the best glue stick I have used. And I've got a drawer with about 8 little Pritt sticks in, because I bought a pack of 10. And now I've had the Scotch glue, I don't really want to go back to them, but I will use them up for collaging and stuff like that, I guess. Because I'd like to make some of those Franken sheets that Tanya at Tatty Treasure has been making, that you can then cut into ephemera, like tags and journal cards. I think that's a lovely idea. I think collaging is very, very relaxing. So I'm just eyeballing, and I've got it straight along there like so. I'm going to use my bone folder to smooth that down like so. Okay, so that's that piece, and then the next piece I want to use is going to be overlapping that piece there. So again, we don't want, when we fold it, we don't want it to be on the crease, so it can be around about there. I think would be perfectly fine. Yeah, we may have to cut this down slightly actually, because this is going to be the crease of the book there, and that is going to be right on there like that. So I think I'll just get the paper trimmer, and I'm just going to, this has got a bit of a white edge on it anyway, so I'm just going to trim it literally about 1/2 inch like so. And let's see if that makes any difference. I think for me this is the trickiest bit of all, is having it down on here and then going round to the next one like so. And then what I'll do is I'll probably have to overlap the next one. So that's going to be on the fold, not on the fold, but on kind of the centre of that. So I think that's going to be good. I'm not too sure, because the only other times I've actually covered anything were the 2 journals I made for my 2 daughters. I made them 1 each. I used them as guinea pigs really. I don't know if they realise that, but I made Charlotte, because they're in their 30s, and I made Charlotte an Alice in Wonderland journal because she loves Alice in Wonderland, and I made Rachel a Harry Potter style journal. And I did, this was before I started YouTube videoing, so actually there's only a flip through on my channel at the moment of those, and I covered those in wallpaper. I bought the themed wallpaper, and I used that, and I found that to be great, to be honest, because it comes in bigger pieces, bigger sheets, so it's ideal for covering something like this, because you can just use one big piece, and it was much easier than joining up these sheets. But we'll see how we get on. Right, so that's there. Okay, now I need a piece to go on here, and I don't think I've got any more of this paper printed, so let me just see what we have over here that we can use out of our kit that we're going to use. Let's see what I've printed on just normal copy of paper, because it would be nice to have something maybe a little bit different. So I think I'm going to use this piece here. I'm going to have it that way, I think. Especially as this bit was ruined by the printer. So let's see how we can... We need to take off a piece. So where does that flap come? That comes there. So if I make it about there, and then I need to cut those white edges off. Right, okay. Let's do that before we do anything else. So, using this unpredictable paper cutter. As I said before, I do prefer the guillotine style paper cutter, but I have got a little guillotine, but it's a good job that was already ruined. My goodness, this is exactly what I meant. If we bring it down a bit lower, we'll just have to cross our fingers. Hold on, that this is actually going to... Oh, it's not playing ball. Right, okay, I'll do that bit on my guillotine. Let's try this piece now. No, it's ruined that piece of paper altogether. I'm not sure now whether we're going to have it, if it's going to be... see, the hazards of crafting on a video. Right. Let's see, we had that round there, so that might not matter too much. I want to make sure that it's lined up there. There, I don't think, no, we haven't got enough. I'm just going to pause and print off another piece of paper. So sorry about that. Right, I've printed another piece of paper now that's identical to these, so that's what we're going to go with, and we're going to glue it down from there, and then we have to work out how much we need to cut off that edge. I think it's so difficult to deal with something that this long when it's opened out. So let me use the bone folder. So I want to go across there about to there. So I want to overlap that at both ends and in the middle, and then let's see. Where does the edge come? The edge comes about there, so if we cut it to about there, so where's my pencil? So if I do a mark like so, is this going to work all right? Now cross your fingers and your toes. Now let me just see, it was that way up, wasn't it? Yes, yeah, because I know I've got that mark there. So there's my mark. So we'll be a bit generous, not go completely dead on it. And then I'm going to really press down hard on this. Maybe that's where I'm going wrong. Maybe it's not the paper trimmer, maybe it's the user of the paper trimmer. Sorry if my head was in the way then. Right, now we might as well have it up that way, because we're going to follow that line of that slight pattern, and that's, yeah, I'm going to overlap by that much. Okay, so let's let's glue this down, see how we get on. So we're just going to glue it from that line. I can just see that crease through the paper across here. This is coming to an end, I think, this Scotch glue stick. Oh, I'm going to have to order a new one. Oh, maybe it'll come in one of these Amazon packages, because we've had tiny items like this, just one-offs, in a big package like this before. Well, we have actually said to ourselves, it is a little bit wasteful. So we do try, when we do use Amazon Prime, we do try and order several things, wait until we want, you know, several things, and then order them at the same time. I'm just going to stand up for this because I think that's not quite even. It's very sticky, you know, very sticky indeed. Right, I think that would be fine. Now let's unfold that. Okay, right. Now then, this is the bit I'm not too keen on myself, is the folding part. Now, okay, so I'm just going to fold it like that for a minute, just to give it some shape. And I am going to, now how am I going to fold this? Because I'm useless at wrapping up birthday cards and wrapping up birthday presents and Christmas presents. So would that work like that? If we fold the corners, let me think. Yes, I think I'm going to fold those corners over like so. Fold that one over. Fold them over like that. And then fold that one the same. Wonder would that work? Like so. And then fold like that. I think that would work. Oh dear, I'm not looking forward to folding all these edges up, I must admit. Right, let's fold these, and we're going to use this Cosmic Shimmer glue if it's going to play ball today, because it doesn't always. It's very temperamental, but I do like it. I like this, and I actually do like Fabri-Tac. Okay, I do like Fabri-Tac, I must admit. I haven't tried what's the one that everyone seems to be using at the moment? So that's a trend. One person uses it and then everyone else seems to join in. It's a bit like a fashion trend, really. I mean, perhaps when mine runs out, I might decide to try something different. But the way I see it, if it works fine, then why change it, you know? Oh, gosh. Now, this is not playing ball. Just when you want it to. Okay. Oh, it wouldn't be the same if I didn't get glue on the mat, would it? Got to get a bit of glue on the mat, then you know you're a real crafter. Of course, you know what I'm like with glue. Okay, so I'm going to put those pressed down now. This, I find this part of it a bit scary almost. And I watched Tanya from Tatty Treasure cover her book, and she used a beautiful kit. And I also watched Roxy Creations. I'm not too sure what Roxy Creations' name is, her actual name. I'm sorry if you're, well, watching this. I can't remember what it is. I'm sorry. Anyway, she's used, this is a challenge, one of her Roxy Creates challenges, and she actually has been doing them on a timer, and this is one episode of her challenge, so you might want to go over to her channel and see what they're all about. I think they're all different, her challenges, all her episodes. She was covering one of these Amazon packages. Gosh, she did it so quickly. I think 45 minutes or something like that. I mean, I don't know if I can manage that in 45 minutes and make it look as perfect as she did, but we'll do our best. I'm not going to do everything in one episode. We will decorate the cover front and back in a separate episode, I think. Now, let's just put a bit more glue under there. Get that pressed down. Right, okay. Now, anyway, as I was saying, I like this glue, and I like Fabri-Tac, but I do understand with Fabri-Tac, it's not very good for paper. I do think that it is better for thicker papers, maybe cardstock and material, obviously. That's what it's mainly designed for, I think. So, anyway, oops, everything's falling over. So Paddy's gone very quiet now because Daddy's home. Paddy loves being with Daddy. So Daddy's feeling better since his accident, thank goodness. So that's a good thing. And he's got a good quote back from the insurance company. So they are, for once, they are giving him very good money back on the car, on the bongo, the Mazda bongo. So that's good. So I'm just going to run up my bone folder along the edges just to fold them up to make a start. Okay, and then as we've got overlapping pieces, we'll just glue down bit by bit, I think. Right, here we go. So yeah, so he's now looking for an alternative vehicle. Says he doesn't want the bongo, doesn't want another camper van. We only had it 8 months, and we did go away in it quite a bit in that time, actually, when we were able to, in between the 2 lockdowns mainly. It was handy just to go away for 1 or 2 nights, and very reasonable too. Look, we have got a tent and everything because we used to do a lot of camping, so we thought the bongo was a step up from camping. So I'm just going to glue inside there because I think that's going to be easier for me to reach. I think anyone watching this probably thinks I'm being extremely cack-handed, which I probably am being. But one good thing about crafting, I find, is that there is no right or wrong way of doing things. You know, it's nice to watch other people do them and get good ideas off of them, but at the end of the day, you kind of put your own spin on it, I think. And I think that is a very good thing. So I'm getting stuck, very sticky now. Everything's sticking to me. And I hope that that piece is going to stick down. So we give that a good bit of glue down there. And yeah, there's no real right or wrong way. There are no rules that I've found anyway. No rule book that you need to do this and you need to do that. You need to do it this way, that way, which way. And yeah, that's very pretty. That's going to be good. Yeah, so we may have to go around and just stick a few things down. It's a good job I'm covering this bit, isn't it? Okay, let's try this side. So let's just glue this down. Yeah, so I do like that about crafting, and I've come to crafting really quite late in life because I'm 62 and it's really down to COVID that I actually started it mainly. I suppose I started messing about at home with stuff, making the girls' journals and stuff like that about a year ago, and then I've been slowly building up my stash of things, you know, and collecting bits and bobs really from Etsy, and because there are some beautiful kits on Etsy, and you know, you can watch some of these ladies and gentlemen on YouTube, and then pop along to their shop if you like their kits that they're using, and actually buy them, and they're very reasonable, and you get instant download. It's not like you've got to wait for them to come in the post, but I do also favour the shops that sell some of the ephemera and bits and pieces like paper packs and stuff, and some of the snippets, because I haven't had a sewing machine, but you'll be interested to know, you may or may not be interested to know, that I had some money for Christmas from my in-laws who are in Ireland, and I thought, looked on the sales site at Hobbycraft, because we in the UK, I think it's Hobby Lobby in the US. In the UK it's Hobbycraft. I think they're the same shops actually. And in sale I saw a sewing machine. I thought, oh, I used to sew at school, but I've not had a sewing machine at home or had the inclination to make anything at home, to be honest, since school. And there, so yes, the only thing which I've realised, is that corner is squared off and that corner isn't. I'm going to leave it, I'm not going to mess about with it, but I think I'll just use one of my bulldog clips and clip it together for a few minutes, just to, I think, for it to keep its shape. And yeah, so I bought this midi sewing machine and it's lovely. I mean, I haven't had time to really use it properly, but it's already threaded and everything. And I bought a little kit that goes with it that was also in a sale, that has all bobbins and already filled bobbins with different coloured threads and all sorts of bits and bobs and tools that you need for your sewing machine. And I thought, oh well, I'm going to get that, use the money and get something that I think, you know, because I've seen people, crafting people, sew around their tags and their journal cards and even this. And now whether I manage to do this, I might not even attempt it, because I'm knowing me, I'll go and make a complete mess of it and then wish I'd not tried to do it. Okay, so right, so yeah, it's not completely even all round this. I think that's the way the box has been made, to be honest, because that's the inside flat there, but I want to sort of squeeze it so that side is the same as that, but I don't think that's going to happen, so I better not mess about. Now I am now going to put the pieces on the inside page, but I was going to use this lovely green. The first thing you need to do before you do that is you need to cover these weak points, which are, this is the spine I'm going to use, and then obviously this closure spine here. Let's use a bit of this and glue this down, and gosh, it either doesn't come out at all. I think it's coming to the end, because I have had it, oh, not quite since I started, but not far off. And I find using a bit of dry wipe very handy. Now, yes, so what we need to do before we put the inside pieces on, we need to strengthen these. So I have used a piece of old cotton sheet. Actually, I don't even use sheets anymore. I don't even know how old this sheet is, but I've had it in my airing cupboard and I've moved it with me everywhere I've gone, so it's probably quite old. So I've made one piece slightly wider than the other, and I'm not too sure if I need to rip this one down a bit. Let's have a look. So ideally I think we'd want it to cover that whole width there. So what I might do is just rip down that selvage edge there. Well, actually I might keep that in my scraps jar. My husband thinks I'm mad keeping all these bits of paper and goodness knows what. Yeah, so I might, let me just snip that. Let me see, can I find my small scissors anywhere? They are so small that they tend to disappear into my pencil pot. Aha, there we are. Let's just see. I wonder if I can rip this edge here. I bet I can't. Oh, because the weave is going in a different direction, isn't it? Ah, that's okay. That's all right. Let's snip that bit off there. Right, okay. Now we're going to glue that across there like so, and that is going to give us some extra added strength before we lay down these papers. Right, so yeah, so I've got two creases, one here and one here. So I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1, I think beacon glue, I think it's the same thing to be honest, and I'm going to actually use that as a guide, and we're going to glue completely all the way up and across and down. Oh gosh, this is corrugated cardboard, this packaging, And if you press too hard on it, you can make little holes in it. We don't want that, do we, now? But I'm a bit clumsy, so it's the sort of thing I am likely to do. Right at the last minute, when you just think that you've done something quite good. I'm going to use excuse me for leaning over, but I'm just going to find my cards. Just scrape that a bit, and hopefully that's enough. It does seem to have soaked in very quickly, so we want that there and there. And gosh, the cardboard seems to have actually soaked it up. I may have to put some more down. That's not too bad. Let's put some more down here like so. And all your old cards come in very handy. Not credit or debit cards, obviously, I wouldn't be using those, but your loyalty cards. I mean, I've got loyalty cards in my purse I never use. I go to the shop and forget I've got one half the time. So anyway, we haven't been able to go shopping properly for a long time now. I've gone off shopping. Totally gone off it. I don't even want to do any grocery shopping. And just lately we've been going to one of our local supermarkets called Aldi. And my husband's been going every Sunday, and he's been doing the shopping. He's been very good. He likes it. He says he can get round in under an hour. Whereas if I go, I faff about looking at all sorts of things. And he finds that quite irritating. So I'm just going to do the same with this piece. I'm going to just snip along there. Just rip that down to roughen that edge up, like so. Get rid of a few threads on the way. And then this one is going to go across here where this natural hinge is for the flap. So I want it about there, like so. So that'll be fine like that, I think. So just going to use that as a rough guide. Go up there, a very crooked line. So not only can I not cut straight, I can't really do anything in a straight line. I can walk straight. Just about. Yeah, so shopping does not hold any excitement for me anymore. So thank goodness for Amazon and people like that shopping online. I do feel sorry for the shopkeepers. I really do. And you know, I used to like just going to the shop and what we call window shopping, you know, not necessarily got anything in mind that I particularly wanted, but I would enjoy just going and looking to see what new things were in the shops. I don't even enjoy that. Don't enjoy it. Can't go. I mean, where I work at Stoke Mandeville Hospital, we have an Asda on site, so we're very lucky. It's not a massive Asda, but it's perfect. It's adequate. So, you know, if we want milk or anything like that for work, or biscuits or stuff like that, we can just nip over. If you want to do your shopping, there's no rule that says. They're so flexible. We are very lucky. my colleague and I share an office, and we're out kind of on the main corridor, and we can just, we'd never see our manager ever. Our consultants know that we do the work, and they don't really bother us apart from when they need something. And we can pretty much pop over to Asda whenever we want to during the day, and you know, a lot of the secretaries nip over there and they get their shopping, so they might think, oh, I could do with some more bread, or I might think about something for dinner, and just pop over there, and it doesn't have to be lunchtime, so we're very lucky. But do you know what, ever since the first lockdown, I cannot find it in myself to go over there. I've become a bit agoraphobic with shops, and I just think it's all part of COVID. The first lockdown, before we were sent to work on rotas, my colleagues and I, because there were two other secretaries in my team, one who, as I say, I share an office with, we used to go over together, and then we were put on a rota, so we're never in the office on the same day at the same time. So now when I go into the office, I'm on my own, totally Jack Jones, on my own, and I just cannot bring myself to go over to Asda. I've just got this thing about it, so I'm hoping that when everything's back to normal, I'll get back to normal, hopefully. Right, so that's that, and that, we're going to leave that to dry now. I'm just going to glue that part down. It just needs a bit more glue. It's, as I say, this cardboard is very thirsty. Very, very thirsty indeed. Right, okay, that's that. Now we've got to think about the inside, and we have to think about which way up. I'm going to which way up shall I have this? I don't think it really matters too much. I think I like it that way, so I think I'm going to go with that, and I'm just going to pause the video and cut the pieces. Okay folks, I'm back now. I had to let this dry. I also distressed it a bit with some vintage photo. I've stuck these two panels down, so when you stick them down, you have to make sure that you're not going too close to that crease. So you've got the final piece to stick down, and I've inked around all the edges, and my crease is here, so I literally just want to glue it there, quite close to that edge there. Okay, so let's glue that, and then in the next episode we will decorate the front and the back, and we will put a couple of pockets in on the inside of the cover, something like pockets, or sorry, I was just trying to pin the glue. It's like pinning the tail on the donkey with blindfold on. Sorry, I just hit the camera with my head, so I'm having to stand up now to make sure that this is lined up at the top and at the bottom, and is away from that crease. Okay, like so. Okay, so that's done, that's all done. So that's the front, and that is the inside, like so. And what I will do, oh, I can just see that's coming away, look, already. It's probably because I used glue stick, even though it's brilliant glue stick. I may regret that, I don't know. So let's flatten it out and use my bone folder. Just give that a press down like so, and hope that I might leave it laying flat, I think, for a bit now. Yes, that's what I'll do. Right, okay, so I will see you for episode 2 of this, and I will also be doing another video for episode 6 of DD Farrago's 2021 TCTC Pocket Challenge. I'm not sure if they're specifically all pockets, tucks, pockets, corners, you name it. We've been doing them, and there's quite a few episodes actually in her playlist. So those are the next 2 videos I'll be doing. So that will be episode 6 of DD Farrago's challenge, hashtag 2021 TCTC, and then I will be doing episode 2 of Amazon packaging journal. So I will see you then. Keep safe, everyone, keep well and keep positive. We are seeing the end of the tunnel. Working at the hospital, we get a daily bulletin on what's going on, and our numbers are dropping dramatically now of COVID cases. So things are looking up. So let's keep positive that this will all get better in the next couple of months and things will be eased off. Okay, take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.